Ah, good morning, guys. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. Yeah, I've been working so hard lately. I decided to take this weekend totally off and get away from, hey, Liam, get away from Maryland. And, well, I'm still in Maryland, but I'm here in Ocean City, Maryland on the Atlantic Ocean. And just decided I was going to do some fishing. So that's what I've been up to. Everybody tell me what you've been up to. Well, we can talk about anything you want. We don't have to talk about fishing. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing. Uh, I'm gonna send Mira a Facebook Messenger message and tell her I'm live now, baby. So how's this morning with everybody, or evening if you're in the Philippines? How's everything going for you? You guys been up to? Yesterday, I caught in the morning. I caught a little flounder. Threw him back. Hey, Liam. 40 days to Leyte, huh? That's cool. And in the evening yesterday, I caught a little red drum, which was kind of cool. I didn't keep any of it. That's what Mira asked me. She was like, "Why don't you keep them?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm staying in a hotel. Where am I going to cook it? And I'm not going to keep a fish if I'm not going to cook it and eat it." So we're off to Leyte. Yeah, I think 2 more months and I'll be back in Cebu again. So it's about a 3 hours drive from um, where I live in Glen Maryland, to Ocean City. So after the live stream here, I'm going to get a little bit more fishing in, I think, and then drive back home, prepare for the work week tomorrow. How do you get to Leyte, Liam? Do you go to Cebu and then take the ferry over, or how do you do that? That's cool. Yeah, there's also here in Ocean City, Maryland, there's a classic car show going on. And so there's all these little hot rods driving around, which is kind of neat to look at. Some of them look pretty cool. They look like Formula One race cars and stuff. So Ocean City, Maryland is just basically a 2-lane road going in, well, 4 lanes going into over the bay and onto the Ocean City is built on a barrier island. You take a plane to, hey, Vivian, good to see you. Yeah, I just brought a couple of fishing shirts with me on this trip. I'm doing good, thanks. You take a plane to Tacloban, or I guess there's a little airport there. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, Ocean City's kind of built on a barrier island, so you go over the causeway, if you will, and in Ocean City. And um, yesterday in the morning, I was fishing right at the inlet, Ocean City Inlet, but I didn't like that too much because they have all these rocks that are laid out there as a breakwater for the tidal flow that comes in and out of the Atlantic Ocean. So it flows into the bay during flood tides and then back out during ebb tides. So the rocks catch everybody's tackle, and they were caught mine. I lost two setups, two tackle setups, because I got snagged on the rocks and I couldn't bust them free. So I got tired of that. So then I went to a little place called Sunset Park, and where they had a little beach, and that's where I caught the drum at Sunset Park. So that was kind of fun. That was a little better, less wear and tear on my tackle. Houston to Taipei to Cebu. I've never been to Taipei. I made it to Hong Kong once, but not Taipei. Yeah, I hear you. Avoid Manila. Well, I normally fly on Korean Air, so I'll fly from either New York or Detroit to Incheon, and then Incheon there's direct flights into Cebu. That works pretty good. Hey, Letty, happy Sunday to you as well. Sunday afternoon in Riyadh. So what do you do, Letty, in Riyadh? Are you like a caregiver, a housekeeper, or work in stores or restaurants or anything like that, or just curious? Yeah, I don't have my guitar today, so no guitar playing in this live stream. Ah, dressmaker. That's cool. That's cool. So you use the sewing machine a lot, I guess, huh? Cool. That's cool. So I know there are a lot of Filipinos in Riyadh. Um, Actually, a lot of the places in the Middle East where they have a lot of money from oil, they can afford to hire Filipinos to work for them. Yeah, so I woke up this morning and uh, they have this nice little coffee maker in the room, and I was able to make myself a cup of coffee. So what else is going on, guys? Anything good? It's me. I'm kind of out of my element right now because I don't have my guitar. And uh, I've been in a very relaxed mode, just hanging out here at the beach and fishing. Hey, Liam. Yeah, at some point, I'm going to retire, and I'll spend probably at least half my time in the Philippines. Um, Up here, in I guess it's a common American term. They call them snowbirds. And people that live in the north where it gets cold and snowy in the winter um, take off and head to someplace like Florida or Arizona or something um, to spend the winter months. And so I'm thinking maybe I'll be like a snowbird between Maryland and the Philippines. But I still got a year or so to go before I can retire. So we'll see how it plays out. But as most of you know, I have a lot of ties to the Philippines now. I have stepchildren living there, and my girlfriend and her children, and so yeah, we'll see. So now that if you get used to the the culture and the people there, it's a beautiful place to, and it's nice and warm, which I like. I like the warm. So warm and tropical is good as far as I'm concerned. So that's what I've been up to. Fishing this weekend, just relaxing. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Liam says he's a truck driver here in the U.S. and considered the Philippines home. Yeah, 3, 4 months. That's that's good. You can probably earn some nice cash in 3, 4 months that'll last you the rest of the year um, in the Philippines, given the differences in the cost of living. Hey, Steve, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I actually have a one of Vivian's nieces is married to a guy. They live in Louisiana, and he's a truck driver. I think he drives the gasoline trucks. I'm not sure why I think that, but you haul freight or um, deliver gasoline, or what kind of stuff do you do? I'll tell you one thing. Okay. The trash compactors. Yeah, I see those a lot. Yeah, um, back of the office where I work. We have a manufacturing facility there. Not a big one, but we build electronic cabinets and stuff like that. So we have a lot of cardboard and stuff that we're always throwing away. Parts come into us, and then we install those and build up these cabinets for our customers. And so I think one of the companies is one called Waste Management, and there's another one that's kind of got a blue color thing. And so they come by a couple of times a week and they have the forks on the front of the truck and lift the dumpster up, dump it into the back. Hey, Rosita, how are you? Good to see you. Watching. I decided because I've been working so hard lately, I decided that this weekend I wasn't going to do anything except go fishing. So I left Washington, Glen Burnie, where I live, and drove 3 hours, 2.5 hours to the Atlantic Ocean. There's a town here in Maryland called Ocean City, and that's where I am. And I spent all day fishing yesterday, and I'm going to do a little bit more fishing this morning after the live stream here before I drive back home. So it's been fun. So where are you watching from, Rosita? You in the Philippines or OFW someplace, or living in the USA, or what? What's up? So this is when I like to play guitar when things get quiet. Out of Philippines, Butuan City. Okay, that's cool. How's the weather there? I noticed that there was a typhoon to the north of the Philippines. Hey, Josie, good to see you. Notice there was a typhoon out. It's not going to hit the Philippines, but it's going to turn north, up by Taiwan, and then up to Japan and Korea, I think. But I don't know if they're getting a lot of rain. Butuan is up in the north, right? In Luzon. Just very hot. Not much rain. Not much rain. It's good. It may have. I think I was looking at it yesterday or today, either Friday or yesterday. I can't remember. And it looked like it was close, but it wasn't going to impact Philippines too much. Not much rain. That's cool. Hey, Edith, thank you. Nice to see you. So, anyway, like I said, this weekend I decided I was going to relax and get away from Washington, D.C., and Glen Burnie, where I live in Maryland. And so I drove for about 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, down to the Atlantic Ocean. There's a city in Maryland, a little town called Ocean City, and that's where I am. And I've been fishing and having fun. So I was looking at the tide table, and there should be a ebb tide. Well, let's see, it's 9 o'clock right now, so looks like it comes to a high tide is at right around now. So in about an hour or so, the tide will start moving back out again, and the fishing will get good. Thanks, Rosita. Yeah, I texted her on Messenger to let her know that I was live. I don't know if she's going to join us or not, though. Yeah, so after the live stream here, I'm going to go back to this time. I'm going to. Yesterday, I fished at the inlet in a place called Sunset Park, and today I'm going to try the Oceanic Fishing Pier and fish from the pier and see how much fun that is. So that's my plan for today. So high tides right now is high tide. So, and low tide is not until about 3 o'clock this afternoon. So I figure anywhere between like 11 and 1 probably be the best time to be there fishing. Yeah, I caught a red drum and a flounder yesterday. I was fishing on the at the inlet, and they have these row of huge rocks that are the breakwater at Ocean City Inlet to basically keep the tides and the seas from washing away all the sand and everything. So the problem with there is that on the breakwater, I kept getting my rig, my tackle snagged up, and I lost two rigs yesterday there at the inlet. So that's where I caught the flounder. But it was just kind of frustrating, keep losing the rigs. So then I went over to Sunset Park, which has a nice kind of sloping beach that goes out into the bay. This is on the other side, on the bay side. And that's where I caught the red drum. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, kind of playing around with some new gear and new rigs. I don't usually do a lot of bottom fishing like I've been doing here. So it's kind of new to me, the rigs that you use and all that kind of stuff. I'm more of a trolling guy. I like the Mark over at Sailfish Bay, where I like to go in Shargout. There's a sign on the wall that says, give a man a fish and he eats for a day. Teach a man how to fish and he'll ride on the boat with his buddies drinking beer all day. Yeah. So I'm kind of I'm kind of more of a ride on the boat and troll behind it type of thing. And then, so during the periods where there's not much action, you're going for a nice boat ride. Then when the fish strike, then you got some fun fishing to do. It's a little bit different fishing this way from piers and beaches and stuff like that. It's it's a little different for me. So you're into the surf fishing thing, huh, Steve? Yeah, it's kind of like I'm getting some experience with that. These bottom rigs, and so. But I figured, what the heck? I mean, I've never done it before, so it's nice to give it a shot and see what happens. And I'm having fun, a relaxing weekend. Like they say, even a bad day of fishing is better than a good day at the office, right? So that's what it's all about. As a matter of fact, I bought some of these collapsible fishing rods, and I'm going to carry those to the Philippines with me, and I'll be there in November and December. So I'm going to take my kids fishing, and I'm going to give them each one of those rods, teach them how to fish. Buddy of mine, Bruce, the guy who went fishing with me at Siargao a couple of years ago, he has a line on a boat that leaves out of Cebu or Mactan, one or the other, and we can hire that for today, and hopefully it's big enough I can take about 6 or 7 people. I think Bruce wants to go with me too, and so that sounds like fun. We'll spend a couple of days of fishing in Cebu and the straits and the reefs and stuff around there. So that ought to be a lot of fun. The other thing I'm doing this trip is I tried out those fish baits, they're called. They're baits that you buy in a package, and they're different. They have different scents in them. Yesterday I was using shrimp, the shrimp scented fish bites. Did I say fish baits? Fish bites, they're called. And so I was using those, and they were working. I mean, they work well. So I figured I'd give it a try, and they do work. So I can attest to that. All right, guys. Well, speaking of fishing, I think I'm gonna I got to get packed up, check out of the hotel, and then I'm gonna head on down to the pier and do a little fishing before I go back home. So, anyway, thank you all for joining me this morning. God bless you, and I will chat with you later. Thank you, Steve. Bye, everybody.